Every minute you wait to respond to Google local services ads messages, reduce your chances of winning that customer dramatically. The problem is that most home services businesses can't stop what they're doing every single time a new lead comes in. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to automatically respond to Google LSA messaging leads 24/7, 365 in under 10 seconds using Zapier and AI. But before we build it, there is one thing you need to understand. Google Local Services, Google LSA, they actually have 3 different types of leads. Now, this automation works great for the messaging leads, but let's break down the 3 different types before we dive in. So if I hop onto Google and do probably one of the most common searches out there, which is plumber near me, electrician near me, HVAC near me. When people have a problem, they go to Google and they put that in to find help with the problem that they have. And what is the first thing we see, y'all? It is sponsored plumbers. Guess what? These companies, they are running Google LSA. There are 3 ways you can contact these businesses, all right? Number 1 is get phone number. So that's going to show me a masked number that I can call as a homeowner. It will then patch me through to the business. That business will then pay for this lead, right? That's a phone call, probably the most common way folks use LSA from a homeowner's perspective. You then have Book Now, which is what it sounds like. It's going to open up a Service Titan, a House Call Pro, a Jobber Calendar, whatever it may be, where I, as the homeowner, can book service. And then finally, we have Get a Quote, AKA messaging leads. So this is really where this automation shines when it comes to the phone. Obviously, you can have a CSR pick up. You can have an AI voice receptionist, which we'll cover in a different video. For Book Now, you want it to be that booking link, but the messaging leads are often some of the trickiest ones to handle. So what is a messaging lead? There's really a couple core components, all right? First, you have your message. I need help with my toilet. That is what the lead is going to say they need help with. They may choose a specific service, they may not. And then here's where the contact details come in. So this is a common question I get all the time. Hey, am I texting? Am I emailing? How am I sending this information to the customer or the lead? Google actually controls that. So the lead's going to put in their name, and then they're going to choose their contact preferences, whether it's SMS, phone call, or email. When it comes to responding to these leads, which we're going to dive into here, all you're doing is the business is sending the message back to Google, and then it's Google's job to send that on to the customer. So really the only job for you is to get that message back to Google and then let them handle the rest. So with that preface, let's talk about how we can automate these message responses for Google LSA in just a couple minutes and get you rocking and rolling. The way this integration is going to work is it's going to be very reliant and based on these LSA text notifications that LSA will send you every time you get a new, not just messaging lead, but every time you get a message, okay? Those text notifications are going to go out to the phone number of your choice. We're actually going to set it up in Zapier so that we capture that message, that text from LSA in Zapier via something called Twilio. Every time that message comes in, we intake the SMS. We're then going to regenerate a message to send back to that lead. We're then going to send the message, and that message ultimately will go back into the LSA dashboard so everything is tracked. So let's dive into it now. First step, guys, is how to set up this LSA text notification, and I'll show you how to do that here. You want to go into your Google LSA dashboard. That's at ads.google.com/local services. You're going to pop over to this tab here called Profile and Budget and scroll down until you see settings. Now here in this text message settings here is where you want to put the phone number that I'm going to show you in Zapier. All right. If you can't change this phone number, there may be 2 reasons. Number 1, you may not be the admin or owner of the ads account, in which case you want to either contact that person or ask whoever set up the ads account to make you an admin. Or in some cases I've seen you actually just need to contact Google through the help center and say, hey guys, this text message notification number, I need to change it. Okay. So I'm going to show you what number I'm going to use here and how we'd set it up in Zapier. But in terms of setting that number inside of LSA, it's going to be, again, ads.google.com/local services. You're going to come over to Profile and Budget, scroll down to settings, and where it says under message leads, select messaging preferences for receiving leads. This text message number, this needs to be the number that I'm going to show you that we set inside of Zapier using Twilio. Just a reminder, LSA text notification that has been set in the LSA dashboard. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes on the Zapier build out. All right. I'm going to go from scratch here, showing you the basics of setting up this Zap, guys. It is fully built here as well, so you can see exactly what it looks like. I know it may look a little scary. It's really not. We're just capturing an SMS. We're extracting the lead details. We're checking to see if this person has messaged us yet. If they have not messaged us, we send one message. If they have messaged us already, we send a different message. That's it. I know it looks complicated, but I will show you here step by step. I'm also going to provide a Google Doc with all of the exact templates I use for the AI messaging piece here. And then I'm also going to give you a master prompt that you can put here into Copilot inside Zapier that will build this out for you. So have no fear. I will walk with you through this path step by step. Okay. So step one here in the Zap, guys, is going to be about capturing that text message notification. The way we're going to do it is through something called Twilio. So I'll search here for Twilio and I will set my step here to choose event. Now, you may be saying, Brian, Twilio, what is that? I don't know how to set it up. How to get yourself a phone number that can intake texts in Twilio is its own video. There's a lot of different ways you could do this. Really, the ultimate goal is to have a phone number that can intake text and then Zapier is connected to it. So your VoIP may have this, you may have a different texting system. There are a lot of ways to get this step done. I just happen to be using Twilio. And if you need help with getting a phone number in Twilio or another system, comment down below and I will create a guide for that as well. But we're just gonna, for the sake of time, assume I have my phone number set up here in Twilio in this case. And the event that I want to queue off of is new SMS, so that when a new SMS message is sent to this number, I can do something. So we'll go with new SMS sent and we will hit continue. We will choose the number. In this case, I have my 916-269-0888 already set up. And I can hit find new records to just make sure that, I've already received some texts here. If you're just setting up this phone number, you may not have some text, and we can see some example texts coming in. And remember, for this integration, these texts will be those notifications sent by Google LSA. All right. Next step here is going to be an AI step, where what we do is extract the lead's details from the text message notification. So before I do that, let me send an example text message notification so you can see what that looks like and the exact format that Google is going to send you. All right. And I'll send this to my number. They're going to say you have received a new message from a customer. They're going to have typically the customer's name if they provide it. If not, it won't be there. We'll have the location, the service that they're requesting, and then any questions and answers that were asked of them depending on the form. And then any additional details that were provided, as well as whether or not the lead requested a quote. Okay, great. Message has been received. We can see here that I have a new SMS that was sent into this number from iMessage. This is the exact message here. You can see message is what it was sent. Again, just replicating what Google's going to do. So let's continue with this step and go on to step two. Step two is basically where, again, we're going to extract those lead details. So I have a prompt here that basically says extract from this payload, Google LSA phone number. It's from the number below, the customer name, if they have it, and then the location. And then we need to map the fields from step one. So if I hit backslash, I have the from number. This is who sent it. Now, Google LSA is going to send you these notifications from a unique number every time. That way you could text back or call back that number and it will go directly to the lead. So every, if a lead comes in and they send you 3 messages, they're all going to come from this number. If 3 new leads come in, each of those will have a new number. So you can use the number as the unique identifier. And then the body of the text is what goes here. Okay. And now we can set our output to lead phone number, customer name, and location, and then we'll go ahead and preview that. Cool. So now we have the location name, the customer name, and the lead's phone number, and we can finish that step. And then moving on to the next step is going to be a table step. So before we go any further, let me just explain why we're doing this. Like from here, guys, you could just have a new SMS come in, have the AI intake that information, and then send back a message. The problem is that a lot of these LSA leads are going to keep messaging you. So they're going to send that initial message and then follow up and follow up. And so what we want to do is create an option here for the AI to say, okay, hey, this is the first time this lead's messaged me. let's send back an opening initial message, or this is a follow-up message from the lead, let's send something else. Because if we just keep sending back the same template, hey, thanks for contacting us, hey, thanks for contacting us over and over again, that can be a little bit of a turnoff. So I'm going to show you how basically option A is, hey, this is the first message from this person. And then option B is this is actually a follow-up. So in order to do that, we're going to do something called a table. So a table in Zapier, guys, is basically just a spreadsheet. Okay, it's a way for you to store data from previous Zap runs to know that, hey, maybe this is not the first time this exact person or this exact phone number has messaged me. My table here is quite simple. It really just has 3 values. 1 is phone number, okay? 2 is customer name, and 3 is location. Now, where is that data coming from? That data right now is coming from that text notification, and then we're using the AI by Zapier step to clean up the lead details and make it a little cleaner so that if we see here data out, we have Austin as the location, Sarah as the name, and then lead phone number. So in terms of the table right here, we're going to have a couple settings. Number 1 is obviously pick the table. I've created this table over here. You can create a new table quite easily and set your fields. We are going to be using the lookup field as phone number because, again, going back to the start of this app, that phone number is the unique identifier. The lookup value is going to be the lead phone number, which I am picking from step 2 here. So we're matching phone number on phone number. Okay. Another little setting to check here is create Zapier tables if record doesn't exist. Why would we do this? We would do this because every time we get a first message from a new lead, a first text, we want to add them to the table. That way, if they message us again, we have a history of it. So we'll hit create tables if it doesn't exist. And then we want to map our 3 simple fields, right? Phone number from step 2, customer name from step 2, and location from step 2. Okay. So let's go ahead and retest this step. And it looks like it was added. And if we go back to our table, that information has now been added. So now we have a record of Sarah. So if Sarah texts again or messages again, we can now split the paths and say, let's send something different. If Johnny messages us in a couple hours, there's going to be a new phone number. And so we can send Johnny the opening message. Okay, so that's the whole point of the step. Do you have to use it? No, you could just do one single auto reply for every message. We're getting a little more advanced here, but I do want to show you this. If you wanted to skip this step, you could remove the paths and just send back the message, which I'm going to end with here. But let's go into the more advanced, and then you can pair it back if you need. Next step is going to be something called paths. Again, we're going to be breaking it out into 2 simple paths. Step 1 is going to be, this is a new Google LSA lead, and this is going to be a existing LSA lead. Okay. What I will do here is basically set the path conditions. So only continue if the phone number that we just got texted from does not contain the phone number here. Now, why am I doing contain? I'm doing contain because sometimes phone number formatting can get a little weird. So I'm just saying, hey, listen, if this phone number is not present in the table, go down this path. Okay. So it wouldn't have continued here, which is right because Sarah is already on this table. At the end, I'm going to do a fresh run so you can see how it all works, but that is what I want to see there. This would not have continued. And then over here, I'm going to do only continue if lead phone number contains the phone number in the table. Okay. Reason being is that if that phone number is present, well, then guess what? It's a follow-up lead. It's a follow-up message, I should say. So we want to send something different. So paths are, hey, this is the first time we've basically gotten a message from this LSA lead, or this is a follow-up. And again, the follow-up means they're continuing to message on the thread. Okay. Now, in each of these steps here, guys, I'm going to do another AI step to create some really nice messaging, and I will show you what I'll put here. So just went ahead and pasted my prompt in here. This will be in the Google Doc. What we're telling the AI is use this information to create an initial message to this lead. The message body is going to be from here. Okay. And then the lead's full name will be whatever we extracted. You could potentially put the body here and the AI could figure it out, but to keep it clean, I'm just going to pull customer name from here. And then in the reason the AI is nice here, it can then inject, the first name if we have it. Otherwise, just say, hey there. Thanks for reaching out you'll want to put your company name here about, and this is where AI is nice, a concise summary of their service request, which is coming from the initial text. Someone from Brian's home services team will be in touch shortly, or you can call us at this phone number for immediate service. You can make this whatever you want. This is just my recommendation because we're not doing like true two-way AI back and forth. You want it to be more of a, hey, we got your message. Someone will be in touch or call us here. Let's go ahead and preview that. Cool. So we got a couple things coming from this output. We have the message body, which is great. That's what we want to go ahead and send to the lead. And some of these other outputs aren't quite as necessary, but we don't really have to control them if we want. If we want to get super clean with it, we could delete some of this stuff. But really, all we care about down here is message body. So the main content of the message, that looks good. Okay, so this is really the only field we're going to use here. You could delete these, but the AI generated for them. But now we have our nice opening message. Hey, Sarah, thanks for reaching out to Brian Home Services about your HVAC installation and replacement needs, which again, it's pulling from the body of the text here. So now we have our message. We will leave that and we'll come back to the sending step in a moment. And let me rename this something nice. First AI message. And now my follow-up message, this is again, hey, Sarah already messaged us and she just messaged back again saying, sure, when can someone come out? This is where we'll probably want to send, in my opinion, a different message. So we'll rename this follow-up message. And the prompt here, which again will be in the Google Doc, we need to map the message body, same as last time, body of the initial text that we got, the name of the customer, and then here we have a separate message. Hey, first name. Thanks for the additional information. We've received your message and a member from Brian's Home Service will be in touch as soon as possible. If you prefer not to wait, you can book an appointment here, online booking link, or call us at this number. You don't have to put the booking link. Really just the main point here, guys, is if someone initially submits on LSA, you send the auto response and they say, cool, when can someone get out? We don't necessarily want to send that exact message over and over again. So yeah, let's tweak this here. The output looks a little incorrect. So let me just modify this. Get rid of these extra pieces. We'll do message body, the main content, which includes greeting information about her, the booking link to go ahead and save, and we'll regenerate that. In that case, the AI tried to break some of this out into a bunch of different fields. We just want this message body personalized to the individual lead. Cool. That looks good. Hey, Sarah, thanks for the additional information. We received your message. Again, you can make this your own, but this is just an example template you could start with. Okay. Just to zoom out a little, guys, here, just to recap what we have going on is we're getting that new SMS notification from LSA. We're extracting the lead details from that text. We're creating a table to say, hey, let's store each of these responses so we know who's messaged us before, and then splitting into two paths. Path A is this is the first time they've messaged us or their first message. Path B is the path of hey, this is a follow-up message, okay? Now, rounding it out here, let's go ahead and send these texts. So last step is going to be a Twilio step. We're going to choose send SMS, and we're going to send it from our main phone number. The to number is going to be the from number in Twilio. And then the message text is, you guessed it, it's going to be the message from the previous step. Okay. And then down here, it says send large messages. You do want to turn yes on for that. We can test that step. And hopefully I should get a text here in a moment. Cool. So that message was sent. And so guys, that's for the follow-up message. We can, if we want to save a little time here, we can just duplicate this step, drag it over. Okay. And we will rename this message Twilio. And yeah, we want to pick the message, not from step 9, but from step 6 over here. I'll zoom out a little for you. Cool. Because again, this is the first message. This is the follow-up, sending from our main number to the main number. And then we can go ahead and test that step here. And we should see the two different types of messages getting sent here. And again, this is not going to go direct to the lead themselves. It is going to go through Google into the lead depending on their preferences. So finishing up here, guys, I'm going to set this live and we'll see some example runs and then get you on your way to building this yourself. Now that we have our completed Zap, let's go ahead and do a test run. What I'm going to mimic here in my iMessage inbox is that first text that LSA will be sending you. So let's go ahead and send that now. Great. And now on the right here, we got our reply message. Hey, Sarah, thanks for reaching out to Brian's Home Services about your summary. Someone from the Brian's team will be reaching out shortly, or you can call us here. Now, this is, since I cleared everything out, this is seen as the very first message from this lead into us. So we're sending down here, guys, that first message looks great. And then finally, we have the return message. So I'm going to act as Google LSA here and go ahead and paste in what a follow-up message would look like. It'll be something like this. You've received a new message via the customer with their name, etc. So we'll act as LSA and go ahead and send this, and then see how this follows the existing LSA lead, because guess what? Sarah's now been added to our table. Again, whole point of the table is to make sure that we're sending a different message if it's a follow-up message from the lead. So let's go ahead and send that now. Great. And now in just a couple seconds here, I got my reply message. Hey, Sarah, thanks for the additional information. We received your message, etc. This is now following, if I go into Zapier here, the second path. Great. So 106 is the first message. 109 is the follow-up. We can see here our Zap correctly identified, hey, we've gotten a message from Sarah before, so let's not send back the opening message. We'll send the existing. And then if I click over to the first message we sent, that clearly followed the path of the new message. And now we can see our thread here. And if Sarah were to follow up again and say, got it, I will call you, that will then follow the existing Google LSA lead there. So guys, with that, thank you so much for watching. If you want more great AI automations like this for small business, definitely subscribe to this channel. Additionally, if you need any help with anything that I've shown you here, just comment below. I will be sure to get back to you. And lastly, do check the description for a Google Doc that includes all of the AI prompts here I used in Zapier, as well as the master prompt you can use to copy and paste into Zapier and let the AI automatically build this for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.